I get discriminated against just as much as a minority does. I get treated the same way as, let's say, a black person does.
Like, you can't even talk about fried chicken or Kool-Aid without wondering if somebody's gonna get offended. Ugh, it's always like walking on eggshells, isn't it?
Bro, she just dropped it. JPEG Mafia recommended this show to you?
I have to admit, I do wonder if there are people who actually identify themselves as white, because it's so bizarre to me. Like, if you sit around with anyone, you know, they talk about how they're Italian or Polish or French or German, and it's a great source of pride. Very rarely have I ever heard anyone say, I'm white. I do believe that white people are perceived differently in I guess, the opinion that I don't think they're perceived at all. It's kind of like...
We didn't see all of this. We saw some of it.
In my mind, is really just that box. It's checking that box on the government form, because literally that's the only time I consider myself that.
U.S. Bureau classifies respondents who write in a race Italian, Polish, French, or German as white. Damn, didn't say Irish.
I don't see any, myself personally, of a race problem. I see a responsibility problem with people. When you don't support your own ethnicity from within your own communities, then you can't grow successful anyplace else. So I see that in the black community, that they do not support each other. And when there's a problem, it's always somebody else's fault. And then
Typical.
they'll say, well,
systemic issues are not at play here. Slavery, Jim Crow laws, the destruction of Reconstruction. None of that plays a role here. It's just, people are just selfish and stupid. They don't understand it. There's just a responsibility problem.
the white guy still holds all the cards. No.
Almost 2 months, Pog.
It ain't the white guy, it ain't the black guy, Spanish guy.
What?
There's a lot of people holding a good hand in this country. It's what you do with it that counts.
Incredible.
You're a human
Chiropractor alert.
being, just like I'm a human being. Your color means absolutely nothing to me. You're a human being, just like I'm a human being. And I just don't
1 year of brain
buy
rot.
into the nonsense about discrimination. I mean, I feel...
Is this channel shitting on these people or supporting them? No. This channel is called the Whiteness Project. Friend of the show, JPEG Mafia, a.k.a. Peggy, put me on this. It was a documentary where they just like asked white people a bunch of questions to describe like whiteness and shit like that. And they ended up self-reporting super hard.
that everybody's equal, and that's the way it should be. I mean, I've worked...
Oh, it wasn't even a bunch of questions. It was like, I think it was just one question. It was like, what does it mean to be white, right?
the fields I've worked with, whether you be black, whether you be Latino, if you have it upstairs and you really commit to do what you're wanting to do with your life, I don't think that race really has anything to do with anything. You're given, your cards, and it's the way that you play them.
72% of Americans identify as white. Oh, this
Haven't
one.
experienced a whole lot of the world and not a lot of adverse situations outside of any, common household trials. I really don't have a lot of black friends, but I do have a lot of gay friends, and that's kind of a similar construct. And when I first started hanging out with them,
Yeah.
I would be conscious of if I ever said the word gay. And sometimes it would slip out and I'd be like, oh my gosh, are they going to be mad? And the same thing can be said for any type of...
So wait, then is it okay not to be proud to be black or Mexican or any POC? There's a difference between saying you're proud to be black versus proud to be Mexican. Like, you can have Irish pride, okay? No one's going to bat an eye at that. No one's going to be like, oh, dude, you fucking suck, you
Why are
piece
there
of shit.
hands in her hair?
Okay, you can have Italian pride. But when you say you have white pride, you're talking about whiteness as a political group, okay? And the reason why it's not comparable to black pride is because black is a culture that was created within captivity, okay? That's the only difference. It's an emancipatory attitude for subjugated black people, which is why you can't say that about like Mexican pride versus, black pride, because those are two separate things. But you can say, I'm proud to be Irish. I love being Irish. The black cultural identity was formed as a consequence of slavery. Black people were ripped away from their backgrounds, their cultures, their homes, their language, stripped of their identity, and had to come up and create a shared identity.
Ethnic background
Like
except for the
fried
complexion of
chicken,
my skin.
Kool-Aid. I mean, come on. Like, you can't even talk about fried chicken or Kool-Aid without wondering if somebody's gonna get offended. Ugh, it's always like walking on eggshells, isn't it?
Bro, she just dropped it. She just dropped that. Like, why is that the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of black people, dude? Holy shit. Someone says she has racist gums.
You don't know just where the line is.
70% of millennial Americans did not grow up in families that talked about race. Of course.
If we're going to talk about black
Oh, this one was crazy. This one was really fucking annoying. Oh, yikes.
men in general, very beautiful people. So when you smile and you say hello, that's not an invitation to follow me, come to my door. You know, I have a convertible to pull up next to me. I don't, you know, I'm just being friendly. I would smile to
Trigger warning. This one led to an extended stun lock in the chat because some women were upset at me.
a woman or a kid or a dog in the car, any person. They take that as a opening to approach. And as I said, as a voluptuous woman, I don't, I seem to, they seem to gravitate that way to me. And it's just not comfortable. So, do I
Like,
call
ooh, sexy black bodies that I fetishize on a daily basis. Please stop gravitating towards me. I know you want to ravish me.
They have
prejudice that I don't like that? I guess it is in a way. I don't like that. I'm afraid.
More than 40% of white Americans say many or almost all black men are violent.
That's most.
Jesus fucking Christ. You will always find 30 to 40% of Americans that believe anything, okay? Anything. I remember that. Oh, this guy.
Do I think it's beneficial for me to be white? Have I gotten any?
Let me tell you something. This dude's going to be racist as fuck. My man is straight Italian, okay? Let's hear what he has to say. What kind of Italian shit he's going to pull off here.
Do I think it's beneficial for me to be white? Have I gotten any privileges like that? I would say no. Just plain and simple no. I think that, you know, with civil rights and everything, I think a lot of times that other minorities sometimes get more benefits than I would as being a white person.
has.
For some reason, some black people kind of hold on to the back in the day, the slave thing.
Yeah, come
or-
on. This slave thing. Come on. It's only 100. Come on.
They feel they're not being treated right. Should slavery be something that, because it happened, we owe black people something more?
Yes. The answer is yes. And this isn't me being like one of those fucking rad lib cucks who are like, black people, let me clean your shoes, please. 'Cause there are people like that. Straight up, like, yeah, uhuru. But, you know, that's not what we're talking about here. It's just like straight up reparations. Yes.
Absolutely not.
I who scored.
Like I said, it had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with black people living today. Maybe their great-great-great-grandmother went through it, someone they never met. But you know, it's in the past. There's been injustices done forever in human existence. And it's just something that
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, the attitude should never be, get over it.
shouldn't happen. But it doesn't mean I owe
Not really going to say yes, then not donate 100% of your money to black cash apps? Yeah, dude, that's what reparations is. When I donate individually to black cash apps.
anyone anything because of it. I think it's hard to talk about race as a white person because I feel like maybe sometimes black people are just looking for a reason to tell you why you're wrong or tell you why you owe them something. If I was in a room full of white people, I would not feel uncomfortable talking about race. But if there were other minorities,
I mean, dude, the world was awaiting his contribution to the race conversation. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I'm so sad that like the barrier to hearing what Jason has to say about black people is somehow you know, the repercussions of people immediately telling him that he's a fucking racist piece of shit.
in that room, I might think a little bit different and I might be a little bit more careful opening my mouth to not offend anyone or to potentially get in an argument or a heated debate.
Also, I don't even think white people ever feel uncomfortable about talking about race. Only like mega racist white people feel uncomfortable talking about race because it's going to come out and you know, but like the other white people are going to be like, oh, dude, you're fucking racist, right?
I'm not a completely normal white looking woman. So you and I going out and doing something, you would get treated normal. I don't. So me saying I don't go out thinking about my race, I go out thinking I'm a tattooed woman that's going to get discriminated against. So you can't put me in the same boat as, hey, when you go out, do you think of yourself as a white woman? No, I don't. I don't get the same treatment as a normal white person does.
Wait.
I get discriminated against just as much as a minority does. That's what I
Wait,
said.
what? Why? Oh, wow. Wait, is it because she has fucking tattoos? That's crazy. That's sick. That's sick. I love that. Dude, that's alpha brain shit, dude. That is fucking awesome. Dude, come on. You gotta... I love takes like this. I get so tired of like the old boring shit. So when I see some like cool new shit, it just really, I appreciate it. You know, I'm
a white looking woman. So you and I going out and doing something, you would get treated normal. I don't. So me saying I don't go out thinking about my race, I go out thinking I'm a tattooed woman that's going to get discriminated against.
bro, she's literally the whitest person on the planet. Then like seeking oppression that you do not have.
So you can't put me in the same boat as, hey, when you go out, do you think of yourself as a white woman? No, I don't. I don't get the same treatment as a normal white person does. I get discriminated against just as much as a minority does. That's why I said I can't use the, hey, I'm a minority card because I'm not clearly a minority, but I am. But they would say, well, you...
What is going on? What the fuck? It's so good. Chef's kiss. Discrimination against body mods definitely exists, but this take is so fucking insane. Yeah, because it's also self-induced. Like, you're not getting body mods because you want to be the same as everybody else. You're getting them because you want to be different. It's like part of your expression. You're literally paying to express yourself so you look different than other people. It's also, in like many instances, reversible, even if you get fucking gauges.
Gorby,
You chose
and
to
Mega.
be, because I choose to make myself look different. I don't choose to be stared at. I don't like to be stared at. I choose to do this to my body because it's what I like to do. I choose to have a different color hair because I like my hair this color. If I go into a store, I get treated the same way as, let's say, a black person does. I don't.
Yo! Let's go! That's awesome. I want more. I want her to say it's actually worse for her. No, peak brain rot isn't this. Peak brain rot is when she says she has it worse than black people because, like, at least there are advocacy groups for black people. God, I could write takes like this all day, baby.
I don't get greeted. I get looked at like I'm shoplifting. The same exact situation. I can
Dude, I love that. Yeah, black people's oppression starts and ends at being inconvenienced at the store.
promise you. So when you and I would go out, I can promise you I would get the same exact thing that your partner would get. So I don't get the white person treatment.
Civil Rights Act of 1964 doesn't protect the 20% of white American adults with tattoos. Okay, they had fun with that one. Okay, they were like, this lady's so buck wild, we're going to have fun with this one. Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any future videos.